Here comes the successor of the world's best-selling portable 360 degrees camera, the Insta360 X3. It has an enlarged sensor, it shoots 5.7K video, and it has a huge built-in display. The new camera is a true action camera and an underwater camera. But it is also a regular point-and-shoot camera. And of course a high-res 360 camera. The new camera is also packed with creative features and functions. But after all, is the new X3 camera really as good as the manufacturer makes it sound? Let's find out, because I took it to the test and today I'm gonna share the results with you. There is a product link to the new X3 in the description below the video. Click it, check the current pricing, maybe purchase it right away. Now don't forget to leave a thumbs up and of course don't forget to subscribe. Palm-sized and not heavier than a smartphone, that is the X3. The small camera is designed for travelers, sport fanatics and content creators alike. The build quality feels excellent, much better than expected. And the housing is durable and the materials feel actually premium. It is also waterproof, by the way, but more on that later. Two lenses ensure that the small camera can capture an accurate 360-degree image. The large 2.29-inch built-in touchscreen to set up the device and to check the camera angle is fantastic. It's much larger than anything we've seen so far. The camera can be attached to all kinds of accessories. For example, to a car. Or to a gorilla pod. Obviously also to a mountain bike. And to a miniature tripod. And also to the famous disappearing selfie stick. And to plenty other accessories. The X3 also has an enlarged 1/2-inch sized sensor on board. 4 buttons make operating the camera simple. On the side you will find the power and the quick menu buttons. And below the display, manufacturer Insta360 installed the record and the button to switch between the two lenses. To record clean audio, 4 microphones facing different directions are built in. You can charge the X3 through the installed USB-C port. And inside the battery compartment, you will also find the nicely protected microSD card slot. 360 lovers can make use of both lenses of the X3. You don't have to worry about what to point the camera at. The motto goes, shoot first and reframe later. You can easily pick the fitting perspective in post. An absolutely carefree workflow. The 5.7K resolution results in crisp-looking footage. And the X3's enlarged camera sensor provides more detail and more natural colors. The X3 can also be used as an action camera. Whether you're biking or hiking, the footage looks stable no matter how you move. The camera is even durable enough to get wet. The camera also feels comfortable in the pool, pond or sea. The maximum diving depth without an additional housing is 10 meters or 33 feet. The buttons can also be operated easily underwater, but the touchscreen is of course, but still unfortunately not available. If you ever feel like wanting to use the X3 like a regular camera, by the switch of a button you can disable one of the two lenses and tada, there you go, you have a regular camera. When using only one of the two available lenses, the camera records footage in standard 4K. You can of course switch between the two lenses with the tap of a button. Meanwhile, you can perfect the camera angle using the large inbuilt display. That is pretty awesome in case you don't always want to capture 360 footage only. The bullet time tool creates almost matrix-like shots fully automatically. The results look so interesting. However, most of the time you feel a little bit silly while creating the shots. But who cares? The result is brilliant. In Me mode, the person holding the camera always remains in the center of the picture, and the selfie stick disappears almost magically. Admittedly, when you're vlogging, it's nice to have this mode available because now you don't have to make sure that you rotate and turn the picture on the computer manually to stay in the center, but the camera does the job internally. You can edit your footage straight on the smartphone. For example, you can get started by picking one of the presets that are available. Maybe this one. Let's take a closer look at what the software does automatically to the footage. Or you can manually start to edit your footage. You can twist and turn the camera, change the perspective and create a clip yourself. By the way, you can choose between different formats. You can create standard 16:9 clips for TVs or platforms like YouTube, or you can switch to a vertical shooting format if you're publishing content on platforms like Instagram. Alternatively, you can also make use of Insta360's very own editor that is available for both Mac and Windows. The software is reliable and easy to get used to. Adding movements, choosing the right angle, all this is done within seconds only. You can also create crazy effects like turning your shots into tiny planets, obviously, even though you probably won't use that all of the time. Or you can use the tracking tool to make the camera follow an object fully automatically. The software does the job without any problems, and I don't often say that. Even rendering the clips is a snap. I then usually take the rendered clips and import them into Premiere Pro, that is my main editing program, and then I mix the clips up with clips created with other cameras, maybe with music, maybe with a few decent titles whatsoever, and then using Adobe Premiere Pro I create my final project. The X3 from Insta360 is a real all-rounder. Sure, it's not the best underwater camera, and it is also not the best action camera, but it's a good choice and a good tool to have in every arena, and you don't need a separate camera for every application. And when it comes to shooting 360 video, the camera shines. When creating 360 content, the X3 plays in the Champions League. In 2022, the X3 is on the top list of the best 360 degrees cameras for sure. And I love that I can also use it as an action camera, as an underwater and as a single lens camera. That is additional. On my next trip, I plan to really make use of the X3, whether while skydiving, regular diving, hiking and exploring or whatever. Versatility is probably the main selling point of the new X3. Also, I'd actually like to try out surfing, but maybe without the Insta360 X3 because it might record me falling off the board constantly. If you want to check the current pricing of the X3, then click on the link in the description below the video.
Somehow it might be more comfortable saying it like that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.